Welcome back to Mike's on the Project. I'm
Hello.
Mike Saunders, Jerry Corfeld, and we watched Gymkata.
Yes, we did.
Kurt Thomas. His title, three-time world gymnastics champion. His assignment, a secret mission for the United States government. His only weapon, himself. And that's all he needs. Combine the discipline, the timing, and the power of gymnastics with the explosive force of karate. And a new, all-powerful martial art is born. Gymkata. Kurt Thomas becomes Jonathan Cabot. He must penetrate a mountain fortress to compete in an ancient savage ritual. They call it the game. But nobody wins. And nobody lives. Until now. When gymnastics and karate are fused, the combustion becomes an explosion. And a new kind of martial arts superhero is born. Gymkata.
Okay, read the synopsis of it.
Gymkata. Champion gymnast Jonathan Cabot is recruited to represent the United States in a brutal competition inside the borders of savage Parmesanistan. To secure a site for a nuclear defense program, the U.S. government trains Cabot to carry out a deadly mission. Based on the novel by Dan Tyler Moore and directed by Robert Klaus, this intrigue-soaked martial arts melee favors action over plausibility.
This was the film debut of Kurt Thomas, a former Olympic gymnasticist. This is the only starring role of his career. The film title refers to the combination of gymnastics training and karate martial arts.
Gymkata.
What was it? The skill of gymnastics, the kill of karate.
The kill of karate. The skill of gymnastics, the thrill of catering.
I don't have much to
Gymcatering.
say about anything, so let's just get into the plot.
Oh, it was super boring.
Alright, so...
What else is there in the plot besides what I read off the back?
Let's just talk about Parmesan for a second. There's this country called Parmesan. Probably not real in real life.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
I'm not looking it up. I don't care.
You can't bring guns there.
Can't bring guns there.
You can bring all the Gymkata you want.
Gymkata.
For 900 years, they've been playing this game.
The game.
And what it is people come from all over the world to compete in this game. You get two things if you win.
It's pretty much running through the woods, and then you run through a village while dudes chase you.
We'll break down the games.
There's nothing else to break
the games down. We'll break down the games. So for 900 years they've been playing this. The two prizes you get if you win are you get to be alive.
And anything you want.
Yeah, one request. So the U.S. government's like, yeah, no one's won this in 900 years. It is time to win this shit now.
We need to.
We need to get the Star Wars defense thing online. Remember that? Do you remember that from the 80s?
Probably not.
No.
The president's plan represents a revolutionary change in U.S. nuclear strategy.
For over a generation, nuclear strategy has been governed by the theory of mutual assured destruction. A balance of terror in which the two superpowers have held each other's civilian populations hostage to mass destruction, each too scared of the other's retaliatory power to attack first. In the arcane world of nuclear thinking, it was offensive nuclear weapons that promoted stability. Defensive weapons, like the anti-ballistic missile, which lessened the danger of reprisal, upset the balance of terror, and so were considered provocative and destabilizing. But tonight, President Reagan turned 30 years of strategic thinking on its head.
What if free people could live secure in the knowledge that their security did not rest upon the threat of instant U.S. retaliation to deter a Soviet attack, that we could intercept and destroy strategic ballistic missiles before they reached our own soil or that of our allies.
Well, because no one in real life knew Gymkata.
No one wanted to pay for it.
Anyway, so in comes our main character, Kurt Thomas, the Gymkata master.
Gymkata.
He just won the Olympics.
Gymkata.
Gymkata.
So the U.S. government's like, yeah, your dad last year tried to do this.
And he disappeared.
And he disappeared.
And then he was like, oh, Gymkata.
So they're like, yo, we want to send your ass in there. And he's like, oh, sure enough.
But I'm just a gymnast. I don't possibly have enough Gymkata to make it through the game. So they taught him Gymkata.
Gymkata.
So then he goes to Parmistan and dudes are trying to kill him all along the way.
No.
What did I miss? The training montage?
Yeah, but I mean, you forgot about the princess. She's a pretty big part of the movie.
Oh, I forgot all about the princess.
So the princess is the
Parmistan.
daughter of the leader of Parmistan, the
Princess
Khan.
Rubella?
Yeah.
Rubella?
And she starts out having the hots for fucking the main character.
She pulls knives out of all the time.
So they train a while with
She pulls
this
a
big,
knife on him.
with this big black guy and this old Asian
Japanese
guy.
dude.
Both who are really awesome. They should have sent those guys in.
So there's like a 10-minute training montage, and then they leave to go to Parmesanistan.
But they stop off at some like market town and go shopping, and they run from bad guys for a while, and because there's this guy named Khmer or something or other, and he wants to run everything and kill everyone.
He's trying
It's
to
not even
conquer
worth talking
Parmesan.
about.
He's like the main antagonist.
And
He leads the hunters who hunt you during the game.
let's talk about the competitors. You got this Asian guy that they don't really talk about, H-A-O, how.
How?
Then there's this
Spanish
like,
guy they don't really
Spanish
talk
guy.
about.
Then there's Gomez.
Gomez is the Spanish guy.
Oh, well, he was like Gymkata's best friend, the main character Gymkata.
Yeah.
And
There's a Russian guy.
oh yep, and then there was Thorg.
Yep.
Thorg was like a He-Man kind of guy. He looked like He-Man.
He was some kind of... Was he like the game celebrity?
I think so, because everybody knew him.
But
and
if you enter into the game, if you don't win, you lose. And if no one's won for 900 years, how is... whatever, forget it.
Alright, so 900 years ago, Thorg won it.
Thor they resurrected him.
Yeah. Every time anybody questions anything about the game, two things are usually said. Either no one's won it in 900 years, or every country's training their men to compete.
Yeah, so we don't have time for your stupid questions about the game.
Yeah. You think these people are training so you can be asking questions?
No. They're not training
Absolutely
for
not.
questions.
Absolutely
They're training for
not.
the game.
Alright, so let's discuss the actual game.
You...
First level.
Run through the woods.
First level, you run through the woods. Then you run through a cornfield.
No, Wait, is the cornfield before or after the ropes?
The rope's after.
Alright, so you run through the woods and the cornfield, then you climb some ropes.
Alright, but this whole time, ninjas are hunting you.
They got spears.
They have spears, bow and arrows,
horses,
knives, all kinds of sharp things.
And Zamir leads them.
Yeah. So... But then also Khan has his own army too, so...
I don't know, but there's rules, it seems like there's supposed to be...
They didn't let us know the rules.
No, there's supposed to be rules of when you can and can't kill people, but they're killing people.
Thorg is killing people left and right.
Up and down.
Oh, it turns out that the princess is actually married to Zamir, the main bad guy, or is going to be marrying him.
And she became romantically entangled with Gymkata.
Yeah, well, the main character. We keep calling him Gymkata. What's another part of the game? You
have to cross a river, or cross a gorge over 2 ropes.
Yeah, and you got to climb across, and I mean, everybody gets killed except for the main character.
And then you got to follow a river.
Then you got to follow the river.
And then you end up at the Village of the Damned, or Village of the Crazies. They call it both.
Village of the Crazies.
That's where they send all their criminally insane people in Parmesanistan.
So really, you have to make it through the Village of the Crazies and you win.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the Village of the Crazies.
That's just a bunch of dirty people running around with farm implements.
Yeah, trying to kill you.
It reminds me of the first village area in Resident Evil 4.
Yeah. Now, there was one guy, he had a face on the back of his head. Now, was that real?
No, I don't think so. It looked like makeup.
I feel like it was real.
I feel like everything in Gymkata is real.
So,
It's an
well,
hour and a half long.
How about the woman that had her tongue cut out, but he sent her to send a message to the princess?
Yeah, that's weird. She can't talk.
No. So maybe she wrote it down.
She looked like Uncle Fester.
Yeah, she did. So then, the whole time Zamir's cheating, killing people, Thorg's killing people, Gomez was brutally murdered.
Just trying to make it.
Gymkata's just trying to make it in the big city.
In the game. The big game city.
And he's all freaked out by the village of the crazies, but he gets through it. He fights all the village of the crazy people, but then they're all chasing him, and he finally gets to this little area, and he climbs up, and there's nowhere to go. And who shows up? One of Zamir's ninjas. But guess what?
It's actually
his dad. Yeah.
Thanks, Daddy.
Thanks, Dad. So they hug, and then Zamir kills the dad almost immediately.
And then Gymkata kills him immediately thereafter.
Yeah. So he wraps it up real nice, and the princess and Khan figure out that Zamir's men are loyal to Zamir,
And not to Parmesanistan.
Yeah, so they kill all those guys.
They turned them into veal parmesan and chicken parmesan.
Yeah.
The stand.
Yeah. And then the movie ends.
It ends with eggplant parmesanistan.
No, it ends with that America finally got the Star Wars thing running.
The level of sophistication.
Yeah, thank God. America ruled the 80s.
Oh, do you think the government made this movie?
To promote Star Wars?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that why they had a gold medalist in it?
Yeah.
It's just a propaganda piece.
Yeah.
If it was, it failed spectacularly.
Are you ready to rate this movie?
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say.
Alright, so our rating system works like this. We saw this movie called
Throw Mama on the Train.
It was called
Enemy at the Gates. No, Behind Enemy Lines, Colombia.
Jesus. We watched this movie called Behind Enemy Lines, Colombia. And that was one of the most boring movies ever. So we decided that we would rate movies. How many of those movies are equal to the movie we just watched? I'm going to say at least 15 Behind Enemy Lines, Columbia's. At least 8.
This was a huge snooze fest. What a huge waste of time.
It was. It was barely about Gymkata.
Yeah. I hope this is the cover picture for it. Like, we're just like... ugh.
Oh, man.
That
I
movie
really
made me
thought
really tired.
I thought it was going to be so much fun.
You said it was going to be fun.
I thought it was going to be.
You lied.
I'm moving the camera on my feet.
I give it 22 behind enemy lines at the gates of lines.
22?
Yeah.
I gave it 15, I think, or 8. I can't remember.
I think you gave it 15.
The boring factor is way up.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to sleep. I'm just ready to sleep forever.
I'm taking this guy home and he's going to go to bed.
I'm going to die.
Gymkata.
What do you think, Lenny? What's it smell like?
It actually smells kind of good.
Yeah, I drank.
It smells like
Bullshit!
When gymnastics and karate are fused, the combustion becomes an explosion. Gymkata.
Gymkata.